Hola, hola, hola a todos. Hi, everybody. Bienvenidos a la clase de español. Welcome to Spanish class, specifically a Español 10 of the 9Y program. So this is Spanish 10 of the 9Y program. My name is Miss Enriquez, Señorita Enriquez, por favor, en español. And I thought I'd put together a little video in case you're new to Argyle or you just need a little refresher. There are quite a few changes this year to how the program works. So a little video that will guide you through the expectations, guidelines, and of course the programs that we use at Argyle, because we are in quite a different format here. I thought I'd put together a little walkthrough through the program. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, guys, it's really, really important that you know which course you're in and which program you're in. I'm in charge of all three Spanish programs here at Argyle, the 3Y, 9Y, 3Y, 6Y, and 9Y program, which means there are 18 different kinds of Spanish courses, 18 different levels. So it's really important that you know which level you're in. So currently you're registered in Spanish 10 of Language and Culture. That is the name of the course. The program you'll see a lot, which is 9Y, or the 9-year program. What does that mean? That means you're in a program that literally takes 9 years to complete, and it starts in grade 4. So hopefully you started in grade 4 with 4-9Y, and you are all the way up here. Congratulations, you are in the 7th year of the 9-year program, which means we are dealing with quite advanced Spanish. You're very, very comfortable with the language at this point. We'll look at it closely in a moment. It also means that you have 2 years left before you complete the entire program. Your 9th year will be in grade 12, and you will finish with Spanish 39Y, which is really, really advanced and fantastic. You're almost there. Okay, so Spanish 10-9Y, like I said, it's your 7th year of formal Spanish education. Formal being the key word there. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you've lived in a home where you've heard Spanish for 7 years. That's not formal Spanish education. That means you've studied it in a school somewhere for at least 6 years prior to this. Ideally, you've completed Spanish 4 through 9 of the 9Y program. That is best case scenario. And of course, you've had a lot of exposure to Spanish, whether at home or you lived in a Spanish-speaking country, things like that, but you're very comfortable with the sounds of Spanish. So guys, before you continue, it is very, 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 very important that you're in the right level. So if you do not meet these 3 requirements, yes, they are requirements, you need to contact me right away so I can make sure that you are in the right level. And guys, contacting me is not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. Nothing's wrong. I actually have to move a lot of my students at the beginning of the year to make sure that they're in the right level. So I have no problem with that whatsoever, but it is super duper important that you get placed in the correct level. So if you don't meet all of these 3 criteria, or you're simply unsure, you're like, well, I did kind of study for a while, but then I took a break and then I came back, so I'm not really sure where I belong. Again, simply email me or call me directly or come to the Blackboard session. Let me know so we can chat a little bit and I can make sure that you are in the right place. If you do meet these 3 criteria, you are definitely in the right place, so let's keep going. So what to expect this year? First off, this is a full year course. All language courses with Edmonton Public have been designed to take a full year, so keeping that in mind as we proceed. Expect roughly about 3 hours of work each week. And guys, remember, everybody will be working at a different pace. Some will be behind you, some will be ahead. You are not required to come to class 3 times a week. So this is your responsibility. It's very important that you make sure that you're doing a minimum or roughly 3 hours of work each week to make sure you stay on top of all the material. In terms of structure, what you need to do is number 1, watch the instructional video. Number 2, complete written assignments. And number 3, complete verbal assignments. So this takes place for every single instructional video. These instructional videos are very, very, very important. So what happened is that I have a lot of students with a lot of different kinds of scenarios and responsibilities. Some are in school full time, some are working, some are volunteering. So it's virtually impossible for me to catch everyone on. So what I've done is I've taken all my instructions, all my PowerPoints, all the info that you need, and I've made instructional videos on my own time. So any vocabulary, grammar, I will explain and go through in these videos. I will go through the project, explain your assignment sheets to you, things like that. So they're really, really important. So because they're so important, make sure that you're not just kind of flopping on the couch, putting them onto the TV or your laptop and kind of staring at the screen. You won't be able to absorb all the information that you need. So treat it as if you were in class. Watch the videos with a notebook, jotting down notes, or with a separate Word document open or Google Doc where you can jot down notes as you watch it. Also jotting down any specific questions that you might have for me, any specific areas that will be unclear, so I can help you through that. But again, it's your responsibility to watch them carefully from beginning to the very, very end. So I will have recaps and things like that at the very end. Some students try to stop before then. Guys, make sure you don't do that. You will miss important information. And at the end of the day, just make things more difficult for yourself. So first off, watching the instructional videos, then you'll be going to Google Classroom to complete your written assignments. Written assignments are usually worksheets or projects, and probably the most important part is to complete your verbal assignments. So remember, guys, this is not a correspondence course. This is an online course. So completing just your written assignments will not be enough to complete the course, and you will not receive a final grade. The majority of your mark is actually made up of your verbal assignments. So it's very, very important that you check in with me once a week on Blackboard so you can complete those with me directly. And they will be in Espanol. So on that note, you need to make sure you have a working mic. So you need to be able, like I said, to speak Spanish in order to pass this course. So most laptops nowadays come with mics embedded in them. You can buy them separately to connect into computers. Whatever you need to do, just make sure you have a way for me to hear you speak in Espanol, because you will have to do it every week. Like I said, there is no set class time, so you don't need to come to class for a full hour to listen to me give you instructions or anything like that. You do that on your own time. Then when you're ready, you simply come to class anytime between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. on Thursdays and Fridays to complete your verbal assignments, to get extra help, to ask questions. Those times are wide open for you. You don't need to let me know when you're coming. It doesn't have to be the same time every week. I will be online that entire time. You can come Thursday at 9 a.m. one day, or one week you can come Friday at 11:02. The next week you can come Thursday and Friday if you want extra help, especially during those midterm and final exams. It's totally up to you. Those are 2 days with 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. that are wide open for whatever you may need. You access that, of course, through Blackboard. All right, so that's the structure of the course. The programs that we use, first off, those of you who took Spanish with me at Argyle before are probably expecting Moodle. We will not be using Moodle this year at all. We will be using Google Sites, Google Classroom, and Blackboard. That's it. So first off, Google Sites, you can access it via School Zone. So you go School Zone, Apps, and then Sites, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. So this is, once you get there, this is what I'm calling the launching pad or the starting point. It literally has everything that you need for this course. It looks like this. Guys, make sure that you're looking closely at things like this. Like, notice it says 9Y program. If you've been linked to the 6Y or the 3Y program, that is a glitch in the system. So keep an eye out for that. Let me know if it happens, and I will make sure that you're in the right place. Once you're here, you literally have the starting point for everything you need. Click right here on this purple icon for Blackboard. You literally just click on it. You get taken straight to Blackboard. It will ask you to put in your first and last name. Guys, please make sure you're putting in your actual first and last name. Any nicknames or funny names or anything like that, I will appreciate and have a good laugh, but I will ask you to sign out and sign back in with your proper name. Guys, this is the only way that I can see who you are, and so make sure that you're putting your actual name as well as your last name or last initial, because I do have a lot of students with the same name. So make sure you're doing that so I know exactly who you are. Secondly, Google Classroom, right there. Again, simply click on the icon. It will take you straight to Google Classroom. Once you're there, you'll see all your units. Under each unit, you'll see your instructional videos. And under those videos, you will see your worksheets, your written assignments, and you can also submit them there as well. On that note, make sure you're submitting your assignments there and not sending it to me via email or anything like that. Submitting your assignments on Google Classroom. The next icon, you click on that, you'll be taken to a video that tells you a little bit about me. So it is kind of hard to catch each other on in this format. So I thought I'd give you a little heads up as to who I am, what my teaching background is like, what my teaching style is like, and of course what I expect from my students as well. So just a few minutes. If you want to know a little bit more about me, click on the icon that says "Who is your teacher?" and watch the video. Lastly, I've also posted the welcome video, so you can always go back and rewatch it if you need to review any information that you might need, or simply just rewatch it if you want to. I know, it's super exciting. Okay, looking a little closer at Google Classroom, like I said, this should all just be repeated information by now. This is where you hand in all your written assignments and projects. This is what it looks like. Again, keeping in IL. Notice this Spanish 10-9Y. So making sure you're in the right course. Once you're there, you click on classwork right there, and you'll be taken to your units and your videos and your worksheets. Secondly is your Blackboard. So this is where you come to discuss things with me, questions, comments, concerns, and this is where you present your projects and complete your verbal assignments as well. So in the past, we've used several icons. That's what they all look like. They all lead to the same place. They've been phased out, so hopefully you only see this purple one this year. But in case you see the other two, don't worry. It all takes you to the same place. All right, remember, you start with School Zone, you sign in using your username, your password that you were given when you first signed in with Edmonton Public Schools or registered with Edmonton Public Schools. It transfers from school to school, so it never changes. If you're unsure what it is, you can always call the main office at the school and you will be given your information. Once you're in, it looks a little bit like this. This is a teacher view, so it looks a little slightly different from the student view, but mostly the same. Remember, this is where you need to check for the school news, any class news, any reminders I have for you, I will post here. So it's important to check, as well, of course, your report cards and intermarks are here as well. But right off the get-go, if you click on apps right at the top there, this is where you're taken. Notice here are your sites. You click on there and you will be taken to the launching pad where everything is, absolutely everything that you need. So School Zone, apps, and sites. All right, and lastly, to recap everything, I think I've said everything already, but let's just quickly recap the steps to take in order to be successful. Again, making sure you're watching those instructional videos first. I cannot stress enough how important that is. Secondly, complete the corresponding assignments to each instructional video before moving on to the next video and assignment. So remember, guys, everybody will be working at a different pace. So if you're working on a certain unit and you notice the next 2 or 3 units appear, that just means somebody's ahead of you. Don't worry, don't freak out or anything like that. That's totally okay. Some people are really on a hurried deadline and trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Whatever you do, make sure you complete your unit first. Don't start jumping around. So language courses are usually designed so one concept leads to the next. So a beginner course, for example, will start with the Spanish alphabet, then Spanish sounds, then words, then simple sentences and complex sentences, and eventually independent conversations. So if you start jumping around from the alphabet to conversations to sounds, all you're going to do is get confused and you're going to miss information along the way. So it's really important that you work at your own pace and complete each assignment in order. Again, attend a class a minimum of once per week. Guys, this is a requirement. So previously we did not have requirements. This year we do. So you are required to check in a minimum of once per week. You can check in as many times as you want. That's totally fine. That's great, in fact. But all I ask is that you check in a minimum of once per week, anytime on Thursday and Friday between 9 and 12. Again, complete all your written assignments on Google Classroom, all your verbal assignments on Blackboard, and a heads up, you will have a midterm exam and a final exam. There are 3 different components to it, so you want to absolutely take all of January and all of June to prepare and to present your final exams to complete them. So it's really important that you get all your assignments done beforehand. If you don't, you'll be scrambling, and I can promise you it will be way too much work and way too overwhelming, which is why I'm giving you the heads up now. In September, you want to make sure you get everything done before January and then everything done before June so you can really focus on those midterms and final exams. Okay, guys, so we have a plan. Let's do this. The last heads up I'll give you is that you'll probably see a lot of Pixar and Disney pictures like this. I get a kick out of them. Plus, they make me feel determined. Well, at least these penguins do. So the last thing I'll say is just buena suerte, good luck, and I would like to wish you éxito en este nuevo curso, so success in this new course. If you need absolutely anything, feel free to contact me via email, phone, or swing by the school, and if not, I look forward to seeing you in class, seeing everybody in class. Okay, gracias, adios.